Um, so I guess, let's kick this off. It's five after. We might have a few stragglers roll in. First off, welcome to the AI Local Boost. Um, Glad to have you. Glad that you jumped on board. Let me introduce myself. I'm Phil Purnell. I'm a director of the agency services, and this product here, this service, is kind of my little baby. So I've got a lot to share. I'm excited about talking about it. I've also got we got Ish, and we've got some team members on the call. Ish, Nancy, Jimmy, and so forth. Martha. So I'm glad we've got some support with the team members. Let me a little bit about me real quick. I've been at this marketing game here for about 20 years, and last 10 or 15 years, pretty much focused on this vertical. So focused on what you all do for a living, from auto repair to collision to heavy duty and so forth. Um, what I've learned over the years is when it comes to these webinars, and it comes to these presentations, I am not a PowerPoint guy. I'm not a scripted workshop guy. I am a keep it real, have a real talk. Um, my goal is to lay it out to you all so it's digestible, because we have an AI local boost service, and that's, part of why you guys are on this call. And I think every shop in the country should take us up on it. But my main goal for this call, and it always is, if anyone's ever been on a presentation with me, is to educate you. So I truly want everyone to leave this webinar with just more knowledge and understanding, so you're able to make the best decision for your shop. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I think when it comes to AI. I'm going to have you guys think of a couple of questions in your head so you kind of know where you're at. And then I'm going to share our strategy. I'm a big fan of sharing, of again educating. So I'm going to give you our strategy, and I'm going to go ahead and let you hopefully understand it, and hopefully it makes sense. So with that said, I think this may be the most important marketing webinar presentation um, that you probably have ever been on, and here's why. AI search is about to change, and I say about, in reality, in this day, but definitely here in the near future, is about to change the way people find your shop. And that is going to alter your car count. That's going to alter your revenue. That is going to make a difference on and an impact on your business. So the reality is, for you as a shop owner, and when I've been presenting this product, I bring this question to every shop owner on here. If you're running a shop or if you own a shop, you have an opportunity right now to get a significant jump on your competition. Because here's the reality: no one's doing anything about AI. When it comes to your vertical, I've spent hours upon hours looking at websites and just indicators that, and when I show you some of our strategy, you'll see some of the things we're doing on the sites. So just indicators um, that allow me to come to the decision that basically no one's doing anything. So it's a fantastic opportunity for everyone on this call to get a jump on your competition. It's a very unique situation. I've been doing marketing, like I said, over 20 something years now. There's never been a situation where you have the opportunity to get a jump on a product. Now, most of you that have the shop and you're doing marketing, you've got your paid ads. Paid ads have been around for 20 something years. So you're doing paid ads, you're just jumping on board. It's already existing. You hear about the SEO, the website, it's already existing. The AI product and the AI search, it's a rare opportunity where you have the the opportunity to get a jump and to get ahead of it. So we're going to talk about the strategy, but one thing that I want everybody on this call to really think of is that the impact that this search is going to have on your business. So you really are at a crossroads right now where you make a choice. You either decide to do something about it, and we're going to talk about what we're offering up and what we're doing for our shops, or you do nothing. And that's why I think it's the most important webinar you're ever going to go to up to this point when it comes to marketing, because now's the time to do something. Um, so with that said, I'm going to talk about our strategy, talk about the things that we're doing and the things that make up the elements that make up the AI local boost. Um, and with the hope that you guys are going to catch it, understand it, and it's going to make a lot of sense to you. So let me do this. Let me share my screen. Okay. Let's go ahead. Okay. When it comes to AI search, there's two things that as any business, but we'll talk about repair shops, collision shops, that you need to do when it comes to the AI platforms. You need to build authority and you need to build trust. So when someone goes to an AI platform, and during this presentation, I'm going to use the word ChatGPT a lot. But when I say ChatGPT, I mean Siri, I mean Alexa, I mean Grok, I mean Gemini, Perplexity, whatever your AI platform of choice is. Um, I mean all of them. So when I talk about ChatGPT, it's just more of that brand, but everything that references that particular platform goes across the board for every AI. So from a business standpoint, you want to build, show, and build authority, meaning you want to be the expert in what you do when someone does a search when it comes to AI. You want to build trust, and we'll start with reputation and a few other factors. So I'm going to go over all of these elements and showcase our strategy. So the first thing we're doing is, and before I get into it, I'm going to share a little secret. I've been thinking about this product for the last 12 months. I jot down my notes. I try to bring my marketing experience to the table, all that, yada, yada, yada. The first thing I really did is I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, and I'm out in Florida, I own an auto repair shop in St. Augustine, Florida. What do I need to do? Now, keep in mind, everyone, if you don't know me, I can't fix anything, but so it's a little white lie, but I own an auto repair shop in St. Augustine, Florida. What do I need to do to make my shop more relevant and become recommended when it comes to your platform and other AI platforms? And if you've ever used any form of AI, within a blink of a second, it spit me out the answer. So it gave me the secret sauce. So we're not picking this strategy, we're not picking the strategy off a tree. We have put some thought behind it. I had my notes, ChatGPT is talking to me. We came up with something that is one affordable, something that our bandwidth and that we can deliver on. So when I bring this strategy, um, it's straight from the horse's mouth. So we're just going to have to, execute it and make sure that we can deliver on it. And that's obviously the ultimate goal. So the first thing that ChatGPT or AI told me to do, and I had to jot it down prior to, is to talk like the AI, to talk their language, to speak their language. So if you've ever used an AI platform, it's not like the Google of just slapping in a couple of keywords and hitting go. You are actually going to ask a question generally. You're going to ask a question and you're going to get an answer. So the first thing, and I'm going to use Knights throughout this presentation. A lot of you may know Peyton, and we tend to use Knights in a lot of our presentations. But the first thing we did is we added a question and answer. So we want to ask the questions that are being asked on the AI platforms, and we want to answer them in a personalized, optimized way. It's actually called, there's an acronym for it. It's actually called AEO. So just when you get used to this SEO stuff, search engine optimization in your website, along comes another acronym, so to say, or another form of optimization. It's answer engine optimization. And basically, it's designed to optimize for the AI platforms. So the first piece of our strategy is that we're going to talk the same language as the AI platforms. We're going to ask the questions. Who is the best auto repair shop in Ledgewood, New Jersey? Very common question. And again, part of the AI platforms is I can go there and say, hey, what are the most common questions asked when it comes to a local repair shop? And we're going to answer. And we're going to answer in a personalized way that's going to talk about different markets, that's going to talk about Knights Automotive in this particular case. What shop should I take my brakes to? Trust an auto repair shop. I'm sure all of you have heard this a couple 100,000 times. How often should I change my oil? It's a real question that's being asked on the AI platforms. We want to talk that language. We want to ask that question and we want to answer it. for one reason only. Well, two reasons. I think from a consumer standpoint, it has some value. But the reality is that I want this site to be more of an authority on auto repair questions, auto repair topics that are being asked on the AI platforms than the competition. I can go look into Ledgewood auto repair shops and I can go through the 15, 20 shops. It's a pretty small market. Not one of them is talking the language. Not one of them has a Q&A. So right out of the gate, I've taken Knights and I'm making them an authority on the subject of auto repair. I'm making them an authority, or the goal is to make them an authority to the AI platforms on specific questions that are being asked, real questions, real language, and we're customizing and personalizing the answers. Okay, so with the FAQ page, and to share a little bit more, question and answers aren't anything new. We've all been to websites occasionally and we see the question and answers. These are designed specifically, written and optimized for the AI platforms. And that's where the AO comes in. Taking a little marketing experience, I know, and this is a little extra tidbit, is move from the FAQ page to the homepage. The homepage carries more weight with the search engines, with the AI platforms, and all your other pages combined. This page here has the most authority. You're going to hear the word authority several times throughout this webinar, and you're gonna understand why and what it really means when it comes to the internet and the digital world. The homepage carries a ton of authority. It's the first place AI is going to hit. It's the first place the search engines hit. So we're going to take our experience and we're going to drop a snippet of these questions on the homepage. So when AI hits here, they're going to end up and see my nice FAQ page that's meant for them. But we're going to give them a little glimpse and a little taste of what we're doing and the language we're speaking and the authority that we want to establish with this site right out the gate. Drop in here, got a little bit of marketing, got a little clever. Instead of saying, and the most of our AI clients right now, it says learn more or FAQ page. But prior to this meeting, I've again been doing my research, trying to come up with even enhancing strategy because AI is a moving target. So we're going to talk to the AI platforms. Hey, AI, learn more here. We're going to link it to that full page of questions and answers. So we're going to come out of the gate with the first box being checked, talk the language of the AI platforms, build this website as an authority on specific questions. Our ongoing strategy is going to be to increase these questions, continue to add, continue to build authority. So again, the advantage that Knights has over every one of their competitors is we're talking the language, we're asking the questions, and we're answering them with a strategy in mind that's going to help them build an authority with the AI platforms. They drop in, take a peek at the websites, we've got an advantage. So one box checked there. Let's go over to, I'm going to share another piece of strategy. Foursquare. I'm going to get back to that here in a second. I'm going to share something. Last December, Foursquare, which most people have not heard of, when I'm on these presentations occasionally, people, oh, yeah, I know I've heard of Foursquare. Foursquare is a data aggregator. And basically what Foursquare does, there's about 5 or 6 very reputable data aggregators. And some of the stuff gets a little bit boring, but it's important. A data aggregator will push your information out, your local information, your name, your address, to, I'll actually let Foursquare give you their own. So they're going to push your information out to 150,000 partners, basically just all throughout the internet, little nook and crannies. Some of the platforms are relevant to what you do, some of them aren't. But by pushing that local data out, it's going to help build trust. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Foursquare, and again, there's 4 or 5 data aggregators. Our long-term strategy is we're going to push you out through every data aggregator. The reason that we chose Foursquare is that Foursquare happened to partner with none other than ChatGPT. This time last December, ChatGPT partnered with Foursquare. And what that means to us is that ChatGPT will utilize the Foursquare IPA, the Foursquare lens to help verify local data. So I'll give you an example here. So ChatGPT can now answer location-specific questions with real-time data. So here's an example that Google overview or Google AI will show. What's the top rated coffee shops in Brooklyn? All of us on this call can quickly change that language to the top rated auto repair shop, top rated collision shop, whatever it may be. And what the ChatGPT will do is they'll utilize Foursquare to help validate true, real local data. What that does is that builds trust. If your data is accurate, it's uniform, it's in all the places that ChatGPT and every AI platform, again, when I say ChatGPT, I mean them all. This just happens to be a good little partnership. That's why we started out with Foursquare. ChatGPT right now, hands down, is the leader, the staple when it comes to the AI platform, when it comes to search. But we're going to put you in the places where ChatGPT and other AI platforms are looking. That builds trust. Remember, when you ask a question on these AI platforms, they don't give you 15, 20 answers. They give you recommendations. So within a blink of an eye, they're going to look on who's the authority on the subject, who's giving good answers, who's talking the language, who's answering these questions that are being asked. Where's your data? Are you local? Is it real? Is it uniform? So we build a trust factor. So we go from a simple FAQ page, dropping some snippet on the homepage, talking the language, to pushing out our users through Foursquare. As you can see, there's multiple other um, data aggregators. So we're starting with the partner with ChatGPT. Good way to start. A lot of value in that. It's going to build trust. Another aspect I want to share with you. So that's kind of the second box we check. So we put the question and answers. We make you the authority over your competition. We talk the language. Then we push you out. We put you in the place where these AI platforms look to verify local data. We're there. We're accurate. We're uniform. We're building trust. The third piece is directory listings. Now, pushing clients out through directory listings is not anything new, but there's a strategy when it comes to AI platforms. Let me kind of break that down a little bit. When you ask AI a question, and we'll use ChatGPT as an example, they don't just go to Google and get an answer and bring the same thing back. Matter of fact, they don't want anybody looking at their stuff. They have made changes within their search engine that they make, and they'll continue to do this, make less and less available to the AI platforms. Basically, they didn't want to do 30 years of work and just share the information. So what the AI platforms will do is they look to other high authority, and there's that word again, directory listings and platform. Let me explain. Every single platform and directory that exists has an authority ranking from 0 to 100. And a 0 could be just a spam directory that's just, if you're in it, it probably hurts your rankings and can affect how you're found and so forth, versus the other side. And I'll give you an example of, and I think if we had a quiz, everyone on this call would probably get this answer. The ultimate authority, the only platform that exists in the internet, is Google. Google carries an authority value of 100, meaning when AI platforms look, Google is obviously a very, very valuable resource. Apple Maps, as we all continue to use it, it continues to build itself as an authority. It's full of data. It's full of information. We want to make sure they're there. 99. Bing, and the one here that we all love to hate. Let's keep it real, right? All right. Hopefully I got a chuckle. Yelp, right? Yelp, pain in the butt. Significant authority. They've got 30 years. They've got data. They've got reviews. They've got information. They've got photos, everything you can think of. A very well high authority platform. So you want to make sure that you're there and you're optimized. But what a lot of people don't realize is that there's Manta and Merchant Circle and all these things that nobody pays attention to, that these platforms, these directories, carry a ton of authority. I think the average authority rating of a directory is like 14. So when you're up here in the 50s and 60s and 70s, AI platforms are looking there. So here's part three of our strategy. We are putting your business in a tool, which again, I'm a pretty transparent guy. You guys are on the back end of what we're doing. It's going to identify where you're not located, what directories you're not in that carry a high value of authority. I drive as a team, but honestly, as I implement this myself, I'm going to handpick where you're not, where I see as having value, authority, and we're strategically going to place your business in there. Now, it's not just putting your name, your number, your address. We are going to put a fully optimized version. So we're adding photos, we're adding service categories, we're adding your social media URLs, we're adding a description, we're adding everything that we can stick in that particular directory for one reason only. When in a blink of an eye, when these AI platforms look at your website and look through Foursquare and look in directories, we want you there. We want you there. We want you accurate. We want you optimized. So when they look to these directories and they decide, okay, we got to make a decision. Who should we recommend? We want you there. That again is going to build, again, additional authority for your website. So we're building authority on your website. We're building trust and authority off of your website. Extremely valuable components. Um, Biggest part to everybody on this call, your competition is doing none of this. Absolutely none of it. I've looked it over. Jimmy and Ish probably get tired of hearing me say this. Probably 300-400 sites every day. It's pretty boring, but I'm jumping on and I'm looking. I'm trying to find some indications of what people may be doing. So it's that's why I find so much value in kind of what we're doing here with the AI local boost. So, but that's the third box we check. Let's go to the fourth box. We're going to go back to nights. Now, service pages, nothing new. It's a brake repair page. Okay, great, Phil. That's good for business, good for your website. Matter of fact, it's great for Google and SEO as well. But we're going to switch gears a little bit and we're going to put these service pages up and we're going to write them with the AI platforms in mind. We're going to write these pages with AEO in mind, answer engine optimization. So we'll put here, and it's again, typical, okay, brake repair, blah, blah, blah. Here you go. Here's the difference. We're going to talk the language. We're going to answer the questions that are being asked. When people go to ChatGPT, and I didn't kind of come up with this on my own. I kind of asked ChatGPT. I said, hey, what are people asking? What are some of the most popular questions I ask about auto repair? And they give me the answers. So when it comes to brakes, and everybody in this call, I'm sure you've done your fair share of brakes. We're talking real questions, real answers for two purposes. The consumer, I don't ever want to leave out the consumer. But the reality is, I want the AI platforms to look at this site when somebody's in Ledgewood or anywhere in that surrounding area and they talk about squeaky brakes and my brakes are grinding, and then they say, well, what's a good brake repair shop? I want the answer to be Knights Automotive in this particular case. How do I do that? How do I put them in a position? I make what they're talking about an authority. Again, we talk the language, we ask the questions, we answer them. I can't overemphasize the uh, the impact that strategically making your site more of an authority versus your clients. Um, Another aspect that is kind of on the back end is that we are working on a schema markup on the website, and basically it is an AI schema markup. And I think we've got Alan on this call, so it's kind of a um, something in the works. But basically, the end result is we're going to mark the site up so it makes it easier for these AI platforms to read your site, to read what we're putting out, what we're laying down. Um, the ultimate goal is to increase your visibility. Another part of the strategy, which honestly is the most important, and we'll go ahead and take a look at Knights while I have you. Let's do a real-time search. Is your reviews. Okay. And I'm just showing the Google business profile. They've got 4.8, lots of reviews. Nothing. Everything that I've discussed, everything that this AI local boost, the strategy that we have in mind and what's behind it, nothing trumps your reputation and brings more value than your reviews. When AI goes and looks, they're looking at your website, they're looking at your data, they're looking at the directories, they're looking at your reviews. Um, Extremely important. The clients with our shop management system, we have an integratable review product. So when you close out a work order, if Phil comes in, myself, I bring my car, I close out, you close out my work order, I get a text. How'd you like our service? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up, Phil's going to Google. Thumbs down, I'm going to a feedback form. Point is, it's mandatory. It's a must to have some type of automated way to ask clients for reviews. Because if your score is low, it's got to go up. If your count is low, it's got to go up. Replying to reviews, extremely important. There's two values to replying to reviews. One is if someone says thank you, what do you like to hear back? You like to hear back welcome. So there's a real human aspect to it. But Google AI platform, and I say Google's not going away. Google's going to be AI overview. You see it half the time now. It's going to be Gemini pretty soon. Every single result, every time someone searches for what you all do for a living, every single result in some point in time is going to be coming from the AI. It's going to be driven from AI search. So making sure that your reviews, we have a little less control of this aspect as part of our AI local boost. Again, I'm a big fan of an automated type review product. And of course, going to plug the SMS that we have. We've got the review app, plug and play, and it works out extremely well. And it helps get your count up, helps get your score up. Um, Let me give you a little real-time example. I'm a little hesitant to share this because what's difficult about AI is the measurables. Because you're all hopefully at some point, thinking, okay, this makes sense, Phil, we get it. But how do we know if it works? This is where it gets difficult. We're not going to, ChatGPT is not going to send us over some analytics and say, 13 people found you. And there's some platforms, there's some tools that can help monitor your mentions when you showed up, but those are more designed for kind of larger brands. I haven't nailed down anything that I trust and that we're utilizing now. So the measurables are extremely difficult. But I want to give a little bit of real talk. Um, I can tell you what's going to happen if you don't do anything about AI. I'm 100% certain. There's 20 years of every day of doing this experience. If you do nothing about AI, if you have no strategy, I have no doubt whatsoever that it's going to affect your car count. You just can't sit out there and say, oh, okay, well, let's hope, see what happens. That's not going to work. So making sure that you have a strategy in place that makes sense. And that's kind of part of what I'm trying to convey here is just to actually show you the strategy and why 1 + 1 = 2 and so forth. But the measurables are tough. Um, this is not a hey, sign up for the AI local boost and you're gonna get more cars next week. This is a long-term thing. I mean, should it have an immediate impact? I absolutely think so. One thing I am certain, it will have a long-term impact. Another part of having an AI strategy that's unique is that it's a moving target. So we're not set in stone what we're going to do for the next 12 months. These are quarterly strategic decisions. I mean, we'll continue to add some question and answers. We'll continue to put you into other data aggregators. There's some staples. But as AI evolves, making sure that you have the right strategy in place, and I'm really confident that and one thing I want to point out, none of our competition are doing this. I know that there's a lot of people on this call that have software from other vendors that do marketing. And I can probably, just based on my research, that you haven't been to a webinar. No one's picked up the phone and called you and said, "Hey, this AI is coming. Better do something about it." So I think with us being a leader, with giving our clients the opportunity to get a jump on their competition, I think it's a really um, can have a significant impact short term and long term. But here's what I want to show you. All right, take a look at this screen. This was Knights Automotive pre-AI Local Boost. And again, if anyone on this call knows me, I am not the type that's going to say, "Oh, it's the greatest thing ever. You're going to need 10 techs and 15 more bays, and it's just great." Marketing is a grind. So we do a lot of marketing for a lot of shops, and I can tell you right now, it is a grind. It's not easy. It's not easy. You know it. Sometimes the cars are coming in the bay, sometimes the phone's not ringing, and it's a head scratcher. It's just you got to have a good strategy. So I hesitate showing this, but I can't help but show it. So here's where I'm at. This is the search, and you can tell it's me because I didn't really do any spelling. It's really small, but I forgot the P. And good thing about AI and everything else is when Phil types too fast, he gets the answer. So this was the search I did pre-AI local boost for Knights Automotive. And look at, they're number one. So it's like, oh, I'm sitting pretty good. I mean, they are. They've been around a long time. They've got a great reputation. I'll be honest, they've got a great website. We're not just, SEO and AEO, they cross. So we've got them dialed in pretty good on the internet. So they were sitting great pre AI local boost. Now I want to do something live, and I really hope that it works. And I did test it before this, but um, give me a second. I'm gonna best auto repair shop, and I'm gonna spell it right this time, though, guys. Best auto repair shop in Ledgewood, New Jersey. Okay. So we ready for the live version? And if you're on a computer, if you got ChatGPT, this isn't because I've searched this many times. Search it yourself where you're at. What's the best auto repair shop in Ledgewood? And this is going to be really embarrassing if it's not what I think it's going to be. Hit go. This is post AI Local Boost. Come on, ChatGPT. Okay. Whew. And I don't know if it's because, okay. So we went, and again, it could be coincidence. I'm old school. I don't
Wow,
like
but
to.
that's way more. Look
Okay.
at all that with the
That's
pictures and
five.
everything.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Same exact search. This is the result now. I'm getting one result. Matter of fact, Jimmy, Ish, and I joke about it when we do presentations because it tells you, do you want to check 3 to 5? We're like, nope, we don't want to check anywhere else. We're going to stay right here. So again, can I directly bring this back to our work? No. If I've been doing this every day, you guys do this, what you do for a living, right? If you want to talk cars, you're going to be able to talk cars. This is what I do for a living. So my common sense tells me there's a correlation that we're putting things out. We're talking to the AI. We're basically doing what they told us to do. And we're seeing a little bit of what I would like to chalk up as um, some movement, some movement in the right direction. Now, this doesn't mean that it's going to happen for everyone. But the reality is, it's real. And I don't want to sound too cheesy or too cliche. I cannot stress the opportunity that you have as a shop. I tell people this all the time. Don't get the product from us if that's what you determine. Do something yourself. Have an AI strategy. Now, don't get me wrong, we would love all your business, but have an AI strategy. Do something now. Spend 5 minutes, go look in your market and look at all the websites, all your competitors that you're like, oh, these guys, they're getting business, they're no good, I don't like them, or they're great, whatever you think. Look, you're not going to see any of the stuff that I showed you. Now, a lot of it's offsite. Um, so I guess to summarize it up or to summarize it, um, having a strategy, taking advantage of the opportunity that your competition is sitting on their hands. Um, Trust with a vendor. We've been doing this a long time. That we're going to bring a strategy that it's going to be well thought, well laid out. My goal on this call, as I mentioned in the beginning, was that everyone on this call walks away having a better understanding of what it takes to get increased visibility. Because I'm telling you, and I've said it probably 3 or 4 times, every single search result at some point in time is going to be AI driven. It's just when. Um, that kind of sums it up. What I'd like to do, let me stop sharing my screen. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to send out a little kind of poll quiz. Don't jump off the call yet because we're not completely done. I want to maybe have a Q&A, but I'm going to send this out to everyone. And if you have interest in talking more about it, having a one-on-one, or getting signed up, because obviously, what does it cost? I mean, those are things that are going to run through your mind. We have strategically, I've been using that word a lot, put together this product so it's affordable. Because it's tough to have measurables. I don't know. Is it going to get you one car in the Bay a week, one a day, one a month? I'm not certain, but I am certain that you're going to lose cars out of the Bay uh, if you don't do anything. But I went ahead and sent out the poll. Please, if you want to know what it costs, if you want to have a discussion, if you want to talk more, anything that we can do to help educate you, get you started, get you kicked off. I personally think it's the best money you will spend, bar anything. Um, and the opportunity and the impact of getting the jump on your competition is just, I can't stress that enough. Um, I hope this all made sense. I hope it came together. I would like to kind of open the floor up. Does anybody have any questions or something didn't make sense or anything? Um, Take yourself off mute and let's chat. Any questions, anyone? I couldn't have nailed it that
I have a
much.
quick question, Phil.
Go for it.
Um, you know, because I know you've been looking into AI quite a lot. How, like their generational situations going on, maybe old people, they don't use the computer much, but let's look at like the millennials that are the key, age group right now that's got a car or two, kids, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
How many of them, percentage wise, do you think go on Chat GPT or another source of AI for information?
Well, I mean, to break it down into the different uh, age ranges are a little bit difficult. I mean, there's a certain demographic that tends to use the product, but the best way that I would explain the shift, just in general, is that what's happening in those of us that use a Chat GPT platform is that we didn't start out asking local stuff. We went and said,
Hmm.
"Hey, can you rewrite my email? Can you write me up a business proposal? What's the best way to do this? My back's spasming. What does that mean? Whatever it may be." You use ChatGPT for other aspects. And then what's
Hmm.
happening is that, and again, I use ChatGPT as an example. What's happening is that once you use ChatGPT, let's be honest, then you go back to Google, you're like, oh, Google's like, whoa, what's all this? I got 35 answers, man. It's trash. I'm really, it's sad because if you go to Bing or Yahoo, you go back to Google, you're like, oh, Google's great. Bing and Yahoo, you don't know what you're getting. Now the shift is, oh, ChatGPT. We were in Vegas for the expo. I'm like, what's the best steakhouse in Las Vegas? And all of a sudden, boom, I got 4 recommendations and I got a recommended why, what people thought, what was a synopsis. Like, okay, I got 4 answers. I go and I do that search on Google and you know what you're getting. You're getting 3 maps on who knows why they're even there, right? And you're getting 15 other results that you got to fish through and you got to like, okay, are these results good? Or are they not? So really the best answer is the shift. And one percentage that I did see was in January of this year, 5% of users were starting to do, or we're doing local related searches. So 5% of
Mhm.
the ChatGPT users were doing local related searches. As of August, that went to 10%. So you
Mhm.
doubled. And I know what I use. I very, very seldom use Google anymore. Now,
Mhm.
Google's not going to go away. Google's going to be AI mode. So you go there now and you get the AI overview. I actually want to show you one thing. I don't want to bore everybody, and we're about to wrap this up, but I want to show this. One second. You're all hiring, right? Right? One way
Yeah.
or
Oh
another.
my gosh.
Everybody's hiring. Okay, how about this? I hope this, now this is a little bit more of a risk. Oh, AI overview is not coming up. So let's see what AI mode says. Okay. So Knight's auto repair. Again, we've got Knight's auto repair and we've got a careers page and we're talking the language. Now we're not talking job language or anything, but just making this site, driving it with the AEO, driving it with the different aspects that the AI is looking for, being where they're looking with the Foursquare and the directory. It's having an effect on other things too. I mean, Knights is hiring, and typically when I get an AI mode, Knights is highlighted by itself, but you can see here along with Ledgewood Car Care.
Can't
Are
see
you
your
still
screen share.
sharing,
Oh,
Phil?
I guess that would be a good idea, guys. This isn't the first time that I've talked about what I'm sharing and my share is not on. So I did, let's back up, auto mechanic jobs in Ledgewood, New Jersey. Now, with an AR overview, we've been lucky enough to score, and I know Nancy, you've seen this, and we get all excited. Now they're coming up here above ZipRecruiter and Glassdoor. But if I go to AI mode, again, I've got myself a nice mention along with the competitor, but I've got myself a nice mention of Knights Automotive. And again, previously, I've done this search, and when AI overview shows up, and it seems like Google just
Mm,
decides to show
mm,
that
mm,
at times,
mm.
um, I'm getting Knights Automotive highlighted in the AI overview as well. So it's just such a residual effect. The last thing I want to leave everybody with um, is this. All of the elements that in strategy that we're applying with AI and what we have in mind has a residual effect. And that residual effect is going to be for the search engines. So if you think Google doesn't like question and answers, oh, they like relevant, fresh content. If you don't think that they like for you to be in certain directories and your local data to be verified in all the right places, they love it too. So it really does broaden the whole scope of your digital presence. The goal and the strategy is for AI, but you know, I we try to think here, drive the big picture. So there's definitely some residual effect. That's all I've got. Um, I think every single one of you should sign up. And if you don't, I would highly recommend applying a strategy immediately and get your jump on it. And any questions at all?
Phil, there was one in the chat here
Okay. Yeah, let me do that.
from Jennifer.
And what was it?
It's
Basically, I was trying to figure out how long does it take to get set up? Because I signed up uh at the convention.
Yes, Jennifer.
But I was wondering, should my page also mimic what Knight's Auto is? Because like on the services, should they be clickable and have questions? And so how long does the whole process take?
Yes, the onboarding, especially the initial implementation with a flood of AI local boosts, we're happy to say. That page of content actually was the first. Here are the steps, Jennifer, and I can tell you exactly where you're at. And I've sent a couple of emails over the course of the last couple of months. But you've got the FAQ up.
Mhm.
We've got you in Foursquare. We've got you hand selected and manually added and submitted to directory listings. The last piece are these pages of content. And in all transparency, that is the first page we've put up because we're at that stage. We've got a lot of clients. It is a it is the implementation is almost all done manual, meaning even your Foursquare submission, it technically is manual, and even the submission to the directories. So you're in what I would call stage 4, Jennifer, meaning the last piece for this first quarter strategy is going to get these pages of content up. So you should expect to see them here within December. We're doing 5 pages of content specific to your core services, but to line up what are the most searched. And they're going to be the obvious ones, from brake to auto AC to potentially oil changes. They're going to be personalized and handpicked with your major core services as well. But your content is coming, Jennifer.
Okay.
But all 3 of the stages that previous to the content have all been implemented. And again, as the next quarter rolls out, we push you into another. This goes for a few people on this call. We push you into another data aggregator. We push you into more directories, applicable directories. We add more questions and answers. And other strategy aspects are going to come as AI changes or AI evolves, and so does our knowledge of it. But great question. And that content will be up sometime here in December for you.
Okay. Can I ask you one more question?
As many as you'd like, ma'am.
Okay. In regards to analytics, is there a separate analytics for the AI, or is it all just going to be kind of combined with everything right now, and maybe we'll see like a little bump or something?
The measurables, the analytics, the measurables, as I had mentioned, are difficult. They almost, to a degree, don't really exist at this point. But there's a couple of things we have in mind, meaning we're not getting the data from Perplexity and ChatGPT and Gemini saying, oh, that's where it came from. That's where the referral came from. We're not at that point, and really AI isn't necessarily at that point where we can grab that data and those analytics from the particular platforms. So the measurable is tough right now, Jennifer. Ultimately, what I see happening is I see us finding a good platform, a good tool that we're able to monitor certain questions and certain mentions of your business on the more used, more popular AI platforms. So right now the measurables are tough. So one thing I want to reiterate when it comes to the measurables, and I said this earlier on, I'm pretty certain there's one measurable that I'm certain of, is that by doing nothing, car count's going to be lost. I mean, you're kind of flapping in the wind, you're hoping for the best. So this is kind of a good strategy. It's really, you as a shop owner, you have to buy into it. You really do. Even when we have a tool that shows dimensions, I mean, are people going to walk in and say, "Hey, I found you on ChatGPT"? Some clients have said they've heard that. Most won't. When you're doing a search on Siri, do you go in and say, "Oh, I found you on Siri"? No, I found you on Google, or I found you on the internet. So even those measurables of identifying when you're asking clients are going to be tough. I think we're going to get shorted a little bit. Um, but it's just really having a strategy, taking the approach that AI is here, it's going to dominate search, and just trusting that the strategy is going to make a difference and have an effect. And I'm certain that it will. But it's going to be a little tough to measure, Jennifer, to be honest with you. And that's just
Okay.
something it's going to have to be part of what you process. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Well, thank
great,
you.
great questions. No, thank you. Appreciate it. Anyone else? Did I just nail this, or was this just totally confusing for everyone and no one has questions?
I
Let's
got a
see.
couple, Phil.
Yes, sir.
So how much does it cost? And what is there a commitment in time as like how long a person would be signing a contract for?
Great question. And I've got Jimmy and Ish on this call. I'll kind of give you the short answer. Your price point depends on what you're already doing with us. So the more products you have with us, the lower the price point is on this particular product. So there's not a set price point. Kevin, what shop are you with?
Center collision.
Okay. Jim, Ish, I don't know
Yeah.
if you
No, yeah,
Ish.
Kevin, I can actually
Awesome.
give you a call after this, and we can kind of speak one-on-one about what that would run for
Yeah.
you, and then kind of go over the agreement particulars and everything like that for you.
Okay.
I can tell everybody on this call, we've intentionally made it affordable because it's like, oh, Phil, how do we know if it works? How do we know if we're going to get anything? I don't want to spend a bunch of money on a bunch of unknown. We don't want that. I don't want that running through our clients' brains. I don't want to roll out a service. I don't want to have to back it up with a bunch of unknowns. So we have made it affordable, Kevin. In my eyes, we kind of priced it out to where it might cost you one repair order a month. So it's like if we can get one car in the bay, not that we're looking to break even in marketing, one car in the bay because we're paying attention to this AI and we're aggressive that you would have not gotten, then it's not a losing proposition. The other part two to your question is there's really no long-term contract. Everything that we do here at Drive, when we do contract things up, even when it comes to marketing, all we ask for is a 30-day notice. So, hey, Phil, I'm not feeling AI local boost. Here's my 30 days and stop it. I would tell everyone on this call, you have to think of this as a long-term. AI is not going away, and we're just getting started. So, I mean, where this thing's going to work, I want it to work now, but I'm saying 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, because we're not just going to, it's not a one-trick pony. We're not rolling out these 4 things I showed you and putting our feet on the table. We're going to keep pressing. We're going to keep building strategy. We're going to keep adding things, keep making strategic decisions. But the short answer is you can cancel any one of our marketing products with the 30-day notice at any time, Kevin. But this thing's long term, folks. I mean, it really is a payoff. It's an immediate, but to me, it's really a marathon when it comes to having a strategy for AI.
Hello, Phil.
Hey, hello.
This is Malu, and I'm based in Los Angeles.
Hi, Malu.
Hello. I wanted to ask, Drive manages our website and Google My Business and the ads. So is there some overlap that you guys work together when you're doing this AI or Chat GPT?
Yes, it's actually it's our fourth service. You just mentioned the 3, and my role as a director is I kind of oversee all of that. So we have our paid ads that you're doing. We have that service. We have our website and SEO. And then we have the Google Business Profile, kind of our social media product. This is our fourth product. So we're rolling out the AI. So they all of the marketing products overlap in one way or the other. And Malu, I had mentioned earlier that even though this strategy is dedicated kind of to have an impact on the AI platforms and AI search, all of the strategic elements are going to have a positive residual effect on how your website's found. What consumers get when they get to your website, when you're asking questions and you have more information and more pages. It's going to help your Google Business Profile because your Google Business Profile has your website linked to it, Malu. So when you have a more robust, a more AI-driven website, that makes that link on that Google Business Profile, that link of your website, that makes your Google Business Profile actually have more authority. Ads are a little bit separate product, but even ads are so AI driven. So when an ad lands on your website and that website has good content and good quality, as your ads do when they land on our website. So to me, every aspect gets a little taste of something with this AI product. But we're all under the same umbrella. It's all the same team. We're all on the same page. And it's just another added service based on the fact that, and I kind of actually feel bad for businesses. I mean, you had the yellow pages, right? Remember the yellow pages? They went away and this Google thing showed up. And you're like, okay, I'm off the hook with yellow pages. Now I got to deal with Google. Now you've been dealing with Google for the last 15, 20 years, right? Now, when that's about settled in, now this AI stuff comes. So it's really just a process over the last 30 years that the next step is the AI. But it's all kind of collaborative, Malu. So I hope that answers.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Anyone else have anything? All right. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to wrap it up. Please, I know I sent out that poll, quiz, whatever it may be. Put your information in. It doesn't cost you anything to talk more about it, to learn more about it. We've really have made it affordable. It's one repair order a month in most cases, probably less than that, depending on what your RO is, your average RO. But I want to thank everyone for coming. I hope this made sense. Again, do something about AI. Do it now. Do it before your competition. And again, thank you everyone for coming.